What is going down? Um, I had this idea to do a quick video. Um, it just barely popped in my head. I was actually recording another video and it just barely popped into my head. To do this video. Um, Pretty much talking about investments, man. Like I stated on this other video this past weekend, I've been looking into the stock market. I've been eyeballing it. I was involved in the stock market. You know, not huge sums of money or anything like that. I still don't have a large portfolio. It's rather small, but I've been interested into it, man. And yeah, I guess I want to ask some of you guys, man, who are techs. You know, anybody actually in general, man. Like, what do you guys what do you guys do for investments? Like, do y'all even think about investments? You know what I'm saying? Like that. Like maybe getting into the stock market. Side hustles are always gonna be there. I know that's for sure, man. Like I said, man, I work for Kenwood dealership, and I work on automotive at the house. You know, friends, family, they bring me the personal vehicles, and I fix them. It's actually why I got my shirt on right now. I'm waiting for a buddy of mine who's gonna bring his car in so I could check it out and do a couple of things to it. But so I know a lot of techs would do that, man. But I've heard some other techs maybe doing the flipping thing. You know, buying vehicles, fixing them up, flipping them. You know, are you some of you guys interested in that or do that? I haven't done that myself yet. That might be something that I'll be doing pretty soon, especially with my background that I used to have. If you guys see my videos, this is gonna be a little bit redundant, right? But uh, with the background that I used to have in the salvage yard, you know, like I said, my dad used to own the salvage yard, so I still have the property. So I may be doing some buying and flipping at some point. Like I said, the side hustle thing, working on automotive on the automotive side of it, you know. But other than that, man, I've been getting into the stock market, like I said. So for those who are interested in possibly getting involved in the stock market as well, uh, one of the main things that I've kind of learned, and I actually thought about this prior, right? But I was kind of looking around at the stock market, and I watch YouTube videos and stuff like that. But for me, like a piece of advice, if you guys do want to get involved in the stock market at any degree, is pretty much invest in what you know. Invest in what you know. You know, if you don't really know, if you know absolutely nothing about any company, don't get involved in that company whatsoever. But invest in what you know, man. And that's still not 100% guarantee. You know, you can still come out on the losing end. Stock market is very risky at any degree. I don't care who you are, or you know, it's you know, if it was easy, anybody would do it, man. Anybody would throw $100 and turn it into 10,000 in a few months if it was that easy. You know, unfortunately, it's not. It's not easy. You gotta do a lot of research. But going back to what I'm saying, man, it's like I said, invest in what you know. And my reason for saying that is, again, I work for Kenwood dealership, um, so I know kind of. I don't know 100%. Obviously, we're not privy to all the ins and outs and all the intricacies that go with it. But from what I've seen at our dealership, I know where our future, as far as the heavy duty industry, is headed, and that's kind of what I've been investing in. Some of my money, not all of it. You know, I see the thing, man. Especially when it comes to stock market, don't put all your eggs in one basket. That's one place where I would tell you don't put all your eggs in one basket. Is in the stock market. You don't want to invest everything into one particular industry, and then the industry goes belly up for whatever reason, and then you just lost out. You know what I'm saying? But with that being said, I have again small stakes in the likes of Eaton, which we know for making Eaton transmissions, rear ends or axles rather, and the likes. I got, like I said, a small stake in that, very small. I got in that. I have a small stake in Cummins. Cummins has been around, very famous diesel engine, and I really don't see it going anywhere. And then PACCAR, obviously, again, Cummins and PACCAR. That's what I know. I see the trucks coming in. I see the innovations. You know, you get a glimpse of the innovations. You see newsletters that come through. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, you see a small glimpse into the future of what the future holds. And I think those three. personally. Now this is don't go investing in this just because I said it. Do your due diligence, research it. You know what I'm saying? If you need to go deeper, but I'm just saying what I know, and so what I invest in. And like I said, those are some of the companies that I've been looking at, and I've been investing in. Along again with other companies, like I said, invest in what you know and what you see, and do some research. Don't just go in blindly, start throwing money. You know what I'm saying? Um, I will say this. I should have probably did this as a story time. Story time, part of the story time series, but on something different. But I'm not. I'm just gonna go ahead and say it here. So, being that I started kind of investing in the stock market, right? Like I said, I had to do some research. During my research, I found out what dividends were. Dividends, man. Anyways, pretty much for guys, techs or whatever who never thought about the stock market, dividends are pretty much you get money. It's like a reward. You get money for holding stocks. You buy stocks, you get a small percentage of it, very small percentage, but in the big picture, it can become lucrative. It could possibly become lucrative. You know, um, I think like one of the other companies that I'm investing in, again, I have a very small stake in it, is Walmart. Walmart pays a very small dividend, which is 1.5% at the time of this recording. But the other reason why I have Walmart is because that is a growth stock to me personally. It's a growth stock. If you see it consecutively year after year, it's been on the incline, 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 and I don't see nothing Walmart going away at any time soon. So that's another part where I have a small stake in. Um, but back to the dividends, man, and back to the story time. Um, during prior to the pandemic, um, I had started to invest in Ford company again because I was investing into what I know. So this is what I say: don't take my word for it, man. Don't take my word for gospel. Do your due diligence. You know. Now, when you look at Ford, like in the 5 years, like when you look, before I go into Ford, I'm gonna let you guys know, man. I'm gonna drop my link to my Robinhood. If you click that link and you subscribe, not subscribe, but if you click the link and you open up an account, both you and I will each get a free stock if you are interested in investing. So I'm gonna drop that link down in the description, man. Make sure you click it and open your account, and then go from there. Anyways, back to Ford. So I had done the research on dividends, and I saw a couple of videos people talking about Ford had been giving dividends and whatever. Now, when you look at Ford in the 5 year scheme, it's actually been going down. It had a trend of going down. But when I was researching it, a lot of people were saying, analysts were saying that they had done they were pretty much doing the necessary adjustments to have an incline. Like I said, this was prior to the pandemic. So I was like, you know what, and I did start seeing it. We had like a big dip, and it started to kind of go up. So I was like, you know what, this might be a good opportunity to start buying. So I started buying up. Ultimately, long story short, at that particular time, I had bought 20 shares, and my average per share was 650. And I was receiving some decent dividends, man. Like I said, it wasn't much, and then what I would do is I would reinvest those dividends back into Ford. um you know Fast forward today, actually early in the morning, for some reason, I was looking up on an app. It just kind of going through some of the dividend stocks that I was considering buying, that I am considering buying, and Ford is up there, right? Like I said, I just had like a watch list and moved it all the way over to where it has the dividends, payout dividends or whatever, and Ford was at zero. And I was like, the hell, what I'm saying, what's going on? Now, I hadn't gotten really into the stock market again. This was, like I said, prior to the pandemic, you know what I'm saying? So I had bought, and I was good, and I was like, you know what, I'm just going to let it set, you know what I'm saying? Whatever, whatever. Fast forward again to today, I was like, you know what, I'm going to start investing again, because I want to up it, man, and I would eventually like to have some dividends coming in, kind of like a passive income type of deal, right? That's where my mindset is at. Like I said, and it was at zero, so I started looking it up. Turns out Ford doesn't pay dividends no more. That they suspended it, not canceled it completely, but they suspended dividends, and they also GM also suspended dividends. Um, Boeing, I think Delta Airlines, a lot of the transportation companies that have to do with transportation. Not really like the heavy industry, like Eaton, Cummins, Packard, not those, but the automobile industry, I guess, would be no, actually, because airlines obviously are transportation. You know what I'm saying? But you could tell how those were actually um, hit big during the pandemic, right? But I hadn't known this, and this was actually happened like about 10 months ago. And since I hadn't opened up my, I had opened it up, but I never really paid attention. I just always saw, but it was because like I had invested at a good time, so my portfolio was actually going up and up and up. So I was happy with it. I didn't really pay attention. But now that come what was it, Friday the stock market actually hit a dip. And I don't know how Monday's actually going to turn out. And I'm glad I have a couple hundred there that I want to invest. But anyway, since they got in the dip, that's when I started looking at it, like, okay, this might be another good opportunity to start buying again, right? Like I said, and I looked into Ford, and they don't pay those dividends no more. So what's happening with Ford? It's starting to lose momentum. What was going up is starting to come back down. Now, right now, I think at the time of this recording, since it's Sunday, stock market is closed, and I think it's right around 10.50 a share. So I'm still on the upside. You know what I'm saying? I'm still on the upside, but I'm not getting those dividends coming. And I could see Ford during the pandemic, when the pandemic actually hit, it dropped. Like I said, I was able to average down all the way to 650. But I had been buying like at 8, 9, more or less around that price. You know what I'm saying? So now it's at 850. I mean at 1050, and I averaged down to 650. Imagine how much it actually dropped, and I could see that drop coming again. So with that being said, man, that's one of those where I'm gonna sell out. Put my money elsewhere. I'm not putting it out of the account. I'm gonna put my money elsewhere and just kind of wait. Now I'm not counting out Ford in the long run. I think it's that I think, sorry, I can't even speak. I think that when everything is becomes settled down, or gets to settle down, I think Ford will probably put their dividends back in. And if I'm calculating it right, maybe whenever they reinstall the dividends, perhaps it'll be more or less about the same price of like $6, 6.50, maybe $5, hopefully. And then maybe it will start to pick back up, so that will be another good time to buy again. So that's my way of thinking, or not my way of thinking, but that's what I'm expecting. And I would probably buy Ford stock again at that point. But yeah, man, so that, like I said, long-winded way of just saying, do your due diligence. Don't take my word for it. Like, don't take my word for gospel. I am not, I repeat, I reiterate, I am not a stock market expert. I'm a diesel tech who's trying to look for other ways to invest his money, man. Give my family a better future. You know what I'm saying? That's all I am. But being that we're all techs, man, that's what I'm kind of, not everybody who watches this video might be a tech, but I'm part of the diesel tech community, or the automotive or mechanic industry, or community rather. You know what I'm saying? So I just kind of want to get you guys' opinions. I have seen Justin Dow put up some financial videos and stuff like that. So I'm pretty sure he's considering not the stock market, but looking for maybe investments or ways to start or uh, better his business. I'm not too sure where he's at. You know what I'm saying? But I know. So I know there's people out there, man, who like I said, are trying to get have a better future. Stock market might be the place. It might not. I don't know. Like I said, I don't know. I might lose not all my money. I might lose the money that I have invested. That's the other thing. Right now that I just hit that point right there. Do not sacrifice to get into the stock market. Invest what you can. If you can save up $20 a week, put that aside, or invest that. Don't think like, oh, I'm gonna get into the stock market, and now, I'm gonna go ahead and put 2, 3, 5K out of my 401k and put it into here. Don't do that, man. Don't do that. Because that's when money hurts. I don't have too much money invested in the stock market. I just have a few hundred, to be honest with you. Like I said, I don't have much. It's a very small stake, or a small portfolio, very minimal. But what I am trying to invest is some of the money, the way I'm doing it. And man, I'm dropping. I feel like I'm gonna drop some game on you guys right now, right? But it's good. Like, this is what the content is for. Um, and this is actually gonna probably be a little bit longer than what I wanted it to be too. Maybe this should have been another video, but whatever, man. I might still do another video just to kind of go deeper into it. But what I'm doing is that some of the money that I get from working on automobiles, and even if I do start flipping vehicles here and there, is that off of the gains that I get, I'm taking away a percentage of that. So example, for the sake of argument, I made $100 doing a job. What I have been doing is I've been putting away 10%. 10%. I take that. I'm actually kind of saving some of that money for a rainy day because we never know. You know what I'm saying? You never know what happens. Again, we're living in uncertain times, so I'm already pretty much saving just the majority of my money. But out of that money, I'm still putting away 10%. That's pretty much untouchable. And that's for not a rainy day. That's for a messed up day. And another 10% that I'm putting away for self education. To be completely honest with you, so I'm putting away 20% of my side hustle money. Like I said, and the 10% for self education is if I ever go to a seminar, if I want to learn on expand on business, or maybe how to start I don't know, an online business or something. That's what that's gonna be for. So I could kind of educate myself. You know what I'm saying? So with that being said, like now that I've actually considered investing in the stock market, what I'm gonna start doing is that the money that starts coming in, I'm gonna take 5% more of that chunk. So it'll be 10% self education, 10% for whatever crazy day may come, God forbid, you know, and then the 5% to be able to invest in the stock market. So that's kind of one of the things that I'm gonna be doing, and kind of going back to what the point that I wanted to make is don't don't make huge sacrifices. Don't make huge sacrifices. I'm not gonna say it's not worth it. It might be worth it. It might not be worth it. But the risk is big, man. Like I said, if it was easy, anybody would be doing it, man. Nobody would even have savings. You know what I'm saying? Everybody would just dump their money into the stock market because boom, it's gonna skyrocket, and they're gonna, unfortunately, that's not the way stock market goes, man. No matter how conservative you may be, the stock market is very volatile, and I think this pandemic proved it 100%. So don't throw money, don't sacrifice, especially if you're taking food out of your family's mouth, man. Don't do that. Don't do that. Just invest what you can when you can. You know, Another thing that I've kind of been doing since I actually started thinking about reinvesting was that I was putting away some of that money. Like if I get my paycheck, and out of my paycheck, I know I might have like $20 extra. I was putting away those $20, just put it into my Robinhood account and just kind of leaving it there. And I think right now that actually came up to, I think I have like $80 in there, right, to spend over weeks. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, it's only $20, and it's not invested yet because, as from what I got understood and everybody knows, is, man, buy low, sell high. If you plan on selling, if you're gonna become like a day trader. But if not, if you're like me, looking into dividend stocks to collect dividends, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna buy and hold. So I'm really trying to buy on dips. So like I said, right now, come Monday, hopefully the stock market is a little bit down, not to where we have a recession or anything, market crash or whatever, but just enough to be able to buy some fractional shares here and there. And but yeah, man, like I said, don't go sacrificing a lot. Excuse me, man. Just invest what you can when you can, man. Invest what you can when you can, if you did decide to get in the stock market. And if you think about it, sit back and think, and be like, nah, you know what, man, that game ain't for me. Well, power to you, man. Try to hustle up that money, and maybe, like I said, if you're a tech, try to get involved in fixing people's vehicles on the side, or flipping cars, man. I mean, that could be lucrative too. You know, just remember that anything that you do, nothing's 100%, man. Everything has risk, no matter what it is you get into, man. You can buy a car and thinking, I'm gonna make bank, and because I got this for cheap, and then it turns out to be a lemon, a complete disaster, and you broke even, maybe even lose on it. That's just the way it goes. You know what I'm saying? Everything's a risk. Life's a risk, carnal. You know, um, just keep going, man. Keep going. Don't lose hope. Keep pushing. You know what I'm saying? We lose some, we win some. So, with that being said, man, God bless each and every single one of you guys. I will catch you guys on the next one.